welcome back to my channel. Ooh. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week has been busy, like busy but not busy at the same time. It's been a crazy week. The sunshine has been amazing. I have enjoyed it as I hasn't enjoyed it. Like, looking after a baby in the sunshine, in the heat, is hard. It's very, very hard. Obviously, I've never done it before, and those people who live in hot countries like Barbados and Cuba and Jamaica, I don't know how they do it, because he was whining, he was waking up every 2 hours, he wouldn't settle, and I was like at my wit's end. I didn't know what to do. I've hardly had any sleep this week. So yeah, he also had his injections, his 12-week injections he had, and he was okay this time with them. Last time he got like a temperature, he was very unsettled and whiny and stuff, but this time it was all right. Gave him some Calpone, he was fine. But this week has been just washing, tidying, playing with him, trying to go out and get like a routine of going for walks, going for drives, going to the supermarket, so he can get used to people, because he's a quarantine baby and I don't want him to not like to go to people, because I need a break. I don't want him to be like, oh, I just want mum all the time. So I've just been trying to get this routine going. And a routine is like you do certain things throughout the day. They're not always at the same time. That's what I've realised as well. And that's what I want to touch upon this week, is things that I've learned as a new mum. I've got some bullet points here, so I'll be looking down. So being a new mum is a full-time job. Like a full-time job, like you go to work 9 to 5, or you do your shifts, you do your 37.5 hours a week. This is every hour, every second, every minute of the day. Even when I'm asleep, I'm like, is he fine? Is he awake? Like, it's a lot, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, he is amazing. He's developing really good as well. So that's number one. Being a mum is a full-time job. I've learned patience, like, because babies, they feel stuff. So if I'm upset, if I'm frustrated, if I'm annoyed, he feels that too. And then he acts upon that. He's crying, he's unsettled. And that's not what I want my son to be like. I want him to always be happy and smiley, even though, yes, he cries for food, and, you know, he cries when he wants to be comforted, and he cries when he's tired. But I want him to develop a personality where he's lovable and he's caring and he's jovial and he's all of those things. I don't want him to be frustrated because I'm frustrated, and then he learns that. So that's number two. I can survive on little to no sleep. Sleep regression is a real thing. As I was doing so well, he would sleep from like 9 p.m. till 5 a.m. or 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. or like 10 p.m. till 5 or 6 a.m. And now, oh Lord help me, he's gone backwards. So this week I've learned I can survive on little to no sleep. He's been doing this thing where he's been waking up. He goes to bed at 9 o'clock, it's his bedtime. He will wake up at like 10:30 crying, and then go back to sleep until 2. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. So what I've been doing is letting him cry for like 5 minutes. I put my timer on my phone, 5 minutes. If he doesn't settle himself within those 5 minutes, because he has to learn, if he doesn't settle himself within those 5 minutes, then I'll go and settle him. But this week we've been learning a lot. Number 4, I believe, you hear things that aren't happening. So I'll be downstairs and I think, is he crying? Like, you just hear things that aren't there. Like those are your mum senses. Like, if you feel like you've heard them drop on the floor, or not that he has, but crying, if he's unsettled, when he's sucking his dummy, you can hear it on the speaker thing that I have. And yeah. Go with your gut feeling is number 5, I believe. Go with your gut feeling. So for example, as I had really bad cradle cap, he had it on his eyebrows, on his forehead, on his ears, in his hair. And I wanted to use coconut oil because of the nutrients and the properties that coconut oil has. But my mum was like, no, use olive oil, because you know, that's what people have been using for years, and it helps to like get the flakes out and all those things. And I was using the olive oil, some medicated olive oil, and I thought that it wasn't really helping. So I wanted to switch to use coconut oil. So I did one time, and I told my mum. That was it. She went off on one. She's like, why are you using coconut oil? Why are you switching the oil that you're using for his hair? Blah, 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 blah. But my gut feeling was to use the coconut oil. So I then started to use it because I thought, you know what? Let me just use it. And the next day, I woke up and his hair, like all the flakes were really dry. You just had to just brush it out and then flake out, flake out. So my gut feeling was right. As a mum, you have these feelings and you just have to go with it. You get so many people who have their opinions. As people know, people are very opinionated. They want to tell you what you should and shouldn't do with your child and this and that. All opinions are welcome. I will never not tell someone, don't tell me something, because you learn that way from listening to people. And especially being a first-time mum, you have to learn from people that have done it before. So my mum, she's been a big help. But that was the one thing I was like, that was my gut feeling. And I should have just gone with it from the first, from the jump, because then his cradle cap would have been gone. The next thing is, things don't always have to be immaculate. I like things to be in their proper place. I like my TV to be proper, whatever's beside the TV, my bed to be made. I like things to be in their proper place. But having a child, you can't do that. You have nappies on the floor, or your baby grows on the floor that you've taken off and you're changing them. You have bottles in the chair and the sofa downstairs, his little shaky maracas in the chair as well. Things can't always be immaculate. And yeah, it's okay to have wipes upstairs and downstairs. It's okay for things not to live in their perfect place, because you don't have time. You honestly don't have time. I don't have even time to like do my hair properly. As you can see, I've done some twisty things here, and yeah, it's okay. As you get into a better routine, as your baby gets older, you have time to do these things. Not saying to be disgusting and untidy. That's not what I'm saying at all, because that's terrible. We don't want that. How do I dress? You know, before I had his eye, I used to know how to dress. I feel like I was stylish. Other people might say differently, but now I feel like, what did I used to wear before? Like, as you can see, I'm wearing this t-shirt, Purple Rain. It's supposed to be oversized, but I bought it just snug and tight, to be honest. Yeah, how did I used to dress before? I don't know, because I've been in leggings and t-shirts and jogging bottoms and no shirt for a very, very long time during my pregnancy. That's all I used to wear, even to work. Black leggings, a plain top, black leggings, plain top, jogging bottoms. That's all I used to wear. So now I'm like, well, what do I wear? I feel like my fashion sense has gone out the window. So I love drinking. I love a good drink. Like, whether it's, I don't really do fizzy because I'm breastfeeding, so I don't want that to get into my breast milk. But I love drinking if it's a good drink, even if it's like milky. Like, I drink oat milk, so I started to buy chocolate oat milk. That is great when it is chilled. I think maybe because also that I'm breastfeeding, that I need, you know, lots more liquids. So I crave juices, I crave water, I crave milk, I crave those things. Babies cry, and it's okay for them to cry. It's okay for them to cry. Before, I was like, oh my days, why is he crying? Oh my days, what do I do? I used to have a meltdown. My mom's like, Shan, what's wrong? I'm like, he's crying, I don't know how to settle him, I don't know what to do. And it just takes time. Like, I was really hard on myself within the first like 2, 3, 4 weeks of his life. But now it's okay to cry, and I understand why he's crying now. He's crying because he's tired, he's hungry, or sometimes he just wants a cuddle, and that's okay, because sometimes we want a cuddle, and that's okay. They're not learning bad habits by you picking them up, which is what I thought. I didn't want him to learn the bad habits, but it's okay. It's okay to give them a cuddle. It's okay for them to cry. My new discovery for this week has been breastfeeding can act as a contraceptive. So I have not had a menstrual cycle this month, and we're almost at the end of the month. And it's because I have been breastfeeding, apparently. So my doctor and my health visitor told me that breastfeeding can sometimes mean that you don't see your period for the duration that you are breastfeeding. So that's a good thing. But she did say, obviously, if you are gonna, indulge in those certain activities, extracurricular activities, then be careful, but you won't necessarily see your period, but that doesn't mean you can't get pregnant. So just be careful. I can do so many things one-handed. I never thought I'd be able to do that. But holding his eye, I can sort out what I need to sort out. I can holding him, I can make his bed with his blanket. So many things one-handed. I can even do things with my toes. That's what I've learned. I can do things with my toes. When needs be, I can do it. Appreciate others is the next thing, definitely. My mum has been such a big help. She's been such a big help, and I really, really appreciate it. Obviously, quarantine, lockdown, I've not been able to, have family round or see family or have Azai engage with them, which I'm starting to do now that he's going to be 3 months old on Monday, because I feel like he has an immune system now. He's having the breast milks. He's growing. He's got a bit of chunk to him now. He's got chunky legs. So he can now, engage with other people. But yeah, my mum's been a big help. Taking him during the night time so I can sleep most times. Taking him for walks, feeding him. When I pump milk into the bottle, she'll feed him, bathing him. It's been such a big help. And I'm sure my family would have done the same thing if, they were allowed to come round and it wasn't, a global pandemic. So yeah, she's been a big help. Just not that I didn't appreciate her before, but I appreciate her even more now because she showed me certain things, how to bath him, things like that. And yeah, she's been patient with me. So yeah. But yeah, having a baby is not easy at all. And it kind of it erased all those kind of sweet, kind of flowery kind of images you have of, oh, look, my little baby, Yes, it can be like that from the first 1, 2, 3 days of them being born, but everything is not all rosy. People go through different things like postpartum depression. Some people get really frustrated. Some people have no help and have to do it all by themselves. And, it makes you think about a lot of things. It does make you think about a lot of things, but your little person is so, so, so worth it. And I love Azai. He's so smiley. He's happy. He's learning and developing, and playing with him gets really, really, really tiring. But, I want him to develop. I want to give him the best start. I speak life into him. I tell him that he is wise and he's healthy and wealthy, and that he's a caring, loving black boy who's going to flourish in his life, and he can do whatever he wants to do. I will always support him. I tell them that from young because it's important. Yeah. And I know that there's so much more that I will learn going forward because he's only 3 months old. So all these things that I've listed here that I've learned, there's probably lots more that I can't actually think of right now. Sleep deprivation. But I know that I will learn much more once I return to work, because then the routine kind of changes a bit, and he has to learn certain things and I have to learn certain things as well. So, you keep learning, and no one is perfect. And don't be hard on yourself if you feel like you aren't doing something right. Ask for help. Google. Read stuff. And, go with your gut feeling. You always know what's best for your baby, and what you feel is best is 99.9% always going to be right. So don't think that you're doing anything wrong. It just takes learning. You have to do things in order to learn. It's always going to be trial and error within the first maybe 6 months of their life. And even going forward, when other things happen, it's going to be trial and error. And trial and error is okay. That's how people learn. Yeah, so I just want to say that I pray that everyone who had a baby during the pandemic, that you've learned about yourself, you've learned about your baby, and that God continues to bless you and give you the wisdom and knowledge that you need to go forward and to nurture your little person and to bring them up in the best way that you know how. I pray all those good things for you guys, and even mums to be as well. The pandemic is real, it's still going on, and you know there's things that are going and changing every day in the news, but I pray that, you know, God eases your anxiety, and you know you've got a lot to look forward to. And yeah, so that's all I have to say for today. My videos, I think, I'll probably get a bit better. My editing skills are getting a lot better too, so hopefully I'll have more videos, more content, more things to say. Azai is sleeping. That's why he's not in this video, but I will attach a short clip at the end of this week, what he's been up to. I think it's about 20 seconds long. Yeah, so thank you for watching, guys, and I will be back next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get my voice heard. Yeah, that's it really. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Yeah.